All right, today I'll be going over a VAP Quiz 2-3 review. It says Josh and Johnny decided to have a competition to see who can save up the most money. Josh has $42 to start and thinks he can save $7 per week. Johnny has $20 and can save $10 per week. And it wants me to make a table. So I've kind of pre-made that a little bit. We have Josh and Johnny, and then we have weeks. At the very beginning, Josh has $42 and Johnny has $20. And it says that Josh thinks he can save $7 per week. So every week I'm going to add $7 to this. And Johnny has 20 and he can save 10 per week. So every week I'm going to add 10. Okay, so there's my table. Write an equation that represents the relationship between the amount of money each boy has for any number of weeks. So Josh starts out with 42 plus $7 per week equals his amount of money. $42 plus 7 times however many weeks equals how much money he has. Johnny has 20 plus $10 per week gives you the total amount of money he has. Graph each equation, use a different color to graph the data for each boy. So I kind of started my graph here. I have my title, my X, my Y, my variables. I have my weeks going from 0 to 10. And I need to list my money. So money, if I look here, my smallest number is 20. My biggest number is going to be 120. So I'm going to have to start at 0 and go up to at least 120. So if I go by tens, let's see if I have enough room. 20, 30, 40, 50, 100. I don't have enough room if I go by tens. So I will go by 20s. Probably could go by 15s if I wanted to. All right, so over here I'm going to say that blue is Josh. And Josh at week 0 has $42. And at week 1 has 49. Week 2, 56. Week 3, 63. Week 4, 70. Week 5, 77. Week 6, 84. Week 7, 91. Week 8, 98. Week 9, 105. Week 10, 112. So you should get kind of pretty much a straight, consistent line. Over here, I'm going to say that the pink is Johnny. Johnny starts out with 20, and then goes to 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. All right, so I've done this. D, will the boys ever have the same amount of money at the same time? So this is an interesting question because it really depends. Are they waiting till the end of the week and then putting their 10 and their 7 in? In that case, no, they never had the same amount because if you look at each week, there's never a time that they have the same amount. But if it's a gradual, they're putting in coins or whatever, then at some point here between weeks 7 and 8, the lines intersect. So at that moment in time, they would have the same amount of money. Generally, people tend to put money into the bank, like every Sunday they put their $10 in or their $7 in, and if that's the case, they never did have the same amount. 2, plot the following points on the grid and label each point. So remember, we start here at the middle, we call the origin. The first number is our X. It tells us to either go right or left. And so a positive number means go right, so I'm going to go right 3. The second number is our y, and it's going to tell us to go up or down. So here I am at positive 3. Now negative 3 tells me to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to put my dot here and label it A. Again, this is right and then up. So I'm going to start at the origin, right 2, up 3. This is B. 0, so I'm not going to go right or left. I'm going to stay right here. And then I'm going to go up to 5. C. D, origin, negative 2, and then I don't go down or up. I just stay right there. D. And then negative 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then negative 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's E. Okay, next one. Read the following story carefully. Cecilia and Araceli decide to walk to school together. Cecilia lives 10 blocks from school. Araceli lives halfway between the school and Cecilia's house. Cecilia will walk to Araceli's house and then they will walk to school together. Cecilia leaves her house at 7:40 a.m. It takes her 15 minutes to walk to Araceli's house. Remember, Araceli's house is halfway, so that's it. That's 5 blocks, right? She waits 5 minutes for Araceli and then they walk 3 blocks in 5 minutes. Cecilia realizes she forgot her math spiral, so they return to her house to get it. They're afraid of being late, so they run to get to school. They arrive at 8:25 a.m. All right, so our story starts at 7:40, and we are 10 blocks from school at 7:40. All right, so then it says it takes her 15 minutes to walk to Araceli's house, and that's 5 blocks away. So 15 minutes later, that would be 7:55. We are now 5 blocks from school. She waits 5 minutes for Araceli, so that means at 8 o'clock, she's still at Araceli's house. Cecilia realizes she forgot her math, she waits 5 minutes, and they walk 3 blocks in 5 minutes. So there's their 3 blocks, brings them down to 2 blocks from school, and it only took them 5 minutes. And they realize they forgot her math spiral, so they return to the house to get it. So around 8:10, we are back at Araceli's, which is 5 blocks away. They're afraid of being late, so they run to get to school. They arrive at 8:25. So at 8:25, they are 0 blocks from school. All right, so they want us to take this information and put it into a graph. So at 7:40, I went ahead and put time on the bottom because the blocks from school are independent, and the time is independent. This is dependent, sorry. So at 7:40, we are 10 blocks from school. 7:55, we are 5 blocks from school. 8 o'clock, we're still 5 blocks from school. 8:05, we're 2 blocks from school. 8:10, we're 5 blocks from school. 8:25, we are at school. Okay, so notice that these times don't necessarily match these times. They need to increase in an even amount. So I just chose 5 minutes because 5 minutes fits into all these categories. So when I connect, I should end up with something like this. So this shows me walking to Araceli's, staying there, walking towards school, going back to get the spiral, and then running to school. Okay. Express each relationship as an equation. Explain what information each letter and number represents. So each day my cat eats two mice. So the total number of mice is 2D, or total number of mice is 2D. So you would have to say T is the total number of mice and D is the number of days, because she's going to eat 2 mice per day. Lunch costs $3.75 at school. Each day I buy lunch, $3.75 comes off of my school account. So my balance on my school account minus $3.75 per day equals my new balance, right? So you would have to say B is your current balance minus $3.75 times however many days that you buy will equal your new balance. Ella wrote the equation T equals 4D, describes the situation that this equation could represent. a variety of things here. Just something for D is going to have to equal T. So maybe you make $4 per day babysitting your brother. And so the total amount of money you make is $4 times however many days that you do it. Something along those lines would work. If you need help before the quiz, please see me. Thanks.